So listen, guys, like, uh, so how's the situation in like? I would love to have everybody put me in the comments. What is your city or country where you live in, but more your city, and what is the situation? Are you confined? Are you Do you have a curfew? Can you walk around, but they have some limitations? What is the thing? Here in Portugal, the new news since this week, like I told you guys, it's everything. Everybody has to be at home. It's not a like a rule. It's not. It's more a duty, and we have a yeah, we have to be at home at 11, I think. And on the weekends at 1 p.m., nobody can be in on the road. In the streets, I'm not sure. I think now we all have to wear a mask even outside. And restaurants have to close at 10:30 in the evenings and 1 p.m. on the weekends. So they are slowly like in Portugal. But yeah, listen, everybody can still walk around their neighborhood. My neighborhood is actually, I have everything in the neighborhood. So me, I don't mind not leaving my neighborhood. I have restaurants. I was actually outside eating, and then I just came back. So it still feels different from last time. I really, like I just said, I really feel that they are trying to not completely kill their economies. I was talking to my best friend in France, and she was telling me that it's just, yeah, it's like, even if you want to go out, everything is closed anyway, and it's special. Like the world is in a very special place. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you how is it in yours? ATL, no confinement up in here. You guys are celebrating, huh? I'm about to go out tonight. You part of those guys who want to act like the shit don't exist anymore. Me, I'm not going out nowhere. I'm like, I don't need to see people. Actually, when people, I have a friend who came from Paris yesterday. So when he called me, I was like, what are you doing here? Oh no, I was like, oh, you and your virus, stay there. But yeah, we went to get a drink at the hotel in front of my house. It was cool. We're listening to some jazz music, and but yeah, he was telling me that everybody in France that can leave France, yeah, that's what they try to do. But now to leave, you have to get tested anyway. So, but I don't know why. I understand we talked about it, but I'm the type of person, like, I understand the danger out there. For me, because I've been through the shit, but for other people as well when you are transmitting. And yeah, I prefer staying at home. Like, even if it's gonna be a whole year at home, it is what it is, you know. Even in chaos, you need some joys to boost your energy to face adversity. I agree. Yeah. I think for a bunch of artists, and there's a lot of artists, they would love to have just one show. Like, of course, to have something to pay the rent, but also just to have the joy of connecting with the people who love your music. It's because everything is becoming completely immaterial, and yeah, this is Est-ce que j'habite toujours à Cayenne? Non, plus depuis 20 ans au moins. In Cape Town, South Africa, we are on stage 1. Everything is pretty much open. The international flight, I guess, opened last month. Cape Town is great. My show in Cape Town was crazy. Damn, that was a great show. I was actually in Kinshasa with the owner of that club. Cool guy. Yeah, me too. Like, to me, the little joys now is just, yeah, going to the hotel near my house and just having a cocktail and listening to jazz music and little lounge music, and that's it. Yep, exactly. Here in Rotterdam, it's the worst. They closed the restaurants again and museums, cinemas. A lot of the business went bankrupt. Yep. The government thinking about a lockdown, but they're not sure yet. Yeah, it's more or less like France. But yeah, it's like you say, like, what do you choose? People dying or the economy dying? It's like, it's not even like if you have a great choice between both. Like, it's complicated, and nobody wants to be like, if you want to tell the young people, yeah, you can stay out, but everybody over 45, you stay home, then people will complain anyway. Yeah, it would be hard to be a leader right now, because it's so hard to take decisions, because it's not like if it's a disease that we know. So yeah, I know the club across the street is open. All right. London, we are under lockdown again. Only essential businesses are open in schools. Quarantine, and I'm sure it's about to stay like that the whole month of December. They use a strategy of fear here. They lied, and they are clowns acting like professional. We need a revolution. Good luck with that. Yeah, France is special. It's special right now, and they're lucky the next elections is only in 2 years in France, because right now it would be, there needs to be a balance between remaining sane and also be safe. These folks are just out there cheating and exposed. Nah, son, and done with all that. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. In France, you go out to work, take the children to school or shopping food. All this with attestation. If not, you pay a fine. Yeah. Yeah. Well, here too, I guess. But you can still, you can walk around in the neighborhood, but you have to stay in your own neighborhood. You cannot like leave the other neighborhoods. And yeah. Because I'm in a neighborhood that has all the stores, all the movies, shopping, etc. I'm in front of the sea, the water, the river. I guess it's not that hard to stay here. COVID should have taught us to appreciate the moments in life and to manage our finances. Trust me, some people are learning right now. Some people are really learning. But yeah, I do agree with what you're saying. That's crazy. Well, when you think about it in politics, he's a kid. And I think he was too young. I think it was the mistake of the population and the media to instill that, yeah, let's remove all the old politicians and let's bring a new generation of young people that all come from civil society and that understand because they are inside and etc. And all those people are learning today that politics is a real job. It's a real ass job. And it's not just because you're young, you're not going to find all the solutions, because you have to understand that you are dealing with people and 64 millions of people when I talk about France. And that's 64 million of different opinions. And I think at 39, he arrived there thinking that, yeah, I can do it. I'm easy. And he realizes that everything you change in one place, you angry a bunch of people. And if you don't change it, you angry another bunch of people. And it's super complicated. And I really believe that you can start doing politics when you are 20, but to become the president of a country, you need to have been in politics at least 20 years, in my opinion. And you have to have learned to handle groups, to be a leader for a bunch of other politicians. And when you become a president at 39, yeah, it's amazing to see and etc. etc. But then, yeah, what we didn't know because we didn't try, of course. So, but this idea of removing everybody that was already there, and they know how to do politics and run a country. You don't remove everybody and you put a bunch of new people who never did it, and thinking that, yeah, they will know how to drive. They will do a lot of accident, and that's what's happening. I think they are learning. And listen, if I was 39 and I was a president of a country, a great country like France, but then soon as I start, I have like the same media who really like did my promo. Soon as I'm a president, after 2 weeks they're against me. Now I have like the Benalla affair, then I have the yellow vest for a whole year, then I have strikes for a month, then I have coronavirus. Hey, I don't even know if I'm trying to be reelected after that, because I'm like, yo, like, what kind of bad luck is that? I have everything and now I have Turkish and stuff, yo. So I mean, I'm seeing the mistakes that they're doing, but I just believe it's because they are beginners and they were not ready for this. I think that people who, even our president from before, François Hollande, because he's been in politics all his life, I think he would have known how to talk to the people. He would have known how to reassure the people. He would have told people how to, you know. And at the same time, it's not the easiest of the people, the French. Like, we kind of not want to listen to the government, and we kind of want to do what we want, and we want something, and we want the opposite at the same time. And you know, look here in Portugal, before they announced the measures, the first time there was a quarantine, the president just took his phone and filmed himself from home, and he said, listen, we need to do something to circumvent it. We need to stay at our home. So please, I'm going to stay in my house, and I hope everybody will do the same thing. I know it's a sacrifice I'm asking, etc., etc. And most of the people, they just stay home. And we have 10% the cases that we have in France. There must be some difference in the genetics. I don't know what's going on here, but the people, they respect their governments here. And I think this difference also changes something, because I remember when in June and July, the French people, after the quarantine, everybody was in the streets. Everybody was in the streets, not wearing any masks and dancing on top of each other, going in all these streets with bars and yeah, like if there was a party and there was a vaccine and everybody was sprinkled with a don't worry, nobody's gonna get sick. So there's this thing where at the same time everybody's criticizing this government, but at the same time nobody is doing their part. A lot of people, because there's no clubs, they transform their restaurants into clubs outside with music, and all the young and the people, and they're like, this is our way of life, and I see a bunch of people doing parties. Where here in Portugal, I have a friend who does parties, but his parties, you have to stay in your seat, and the police is there. They're not dressed as police, but he tells me where they are, and they are just making sure that people are not running around kissing each other, going on the dance floor. So he removed the dance floor, and everybody is sitting at their tables, and everybody is trying to enjoy, have fun. When they dance at their table, and they're not moving around. And the capacity is only like instead of 500 people he has normally, it has 100 people. And yes, he's making less money. Yes, everybody is suffering, but everybody is also respecting his job and the fact that he's doing parties, and that they know that if they start acting up stupidly, then there will be no party at all. So, and I've really, when I see all the parties that I see in France, everybody's like, tell people, hey, you have to confine what they do. They decide to do parties in their houses. It means, like, they have the spirit of the revolution that is in them, that they don't want to let go and be like, let me just stay home and watch TV. And listen, I don't want to be the rabat-joie, but at a point, it's not like if this virus doesn't exist. And look at all the Trump brothers, Boris and the other one, Bolsonaro, does the same thing. They are in part responsible for a lot of the death because they are not handling, and they are saying, we don't care. And look at the number of deaths that they have. And yeah, it's, as I say, it's a super, super, super complicated situation. It is. Listen, it is. I don't believe that anybody can say that they haven't been slapped in the face by 2020.